Is Shino Numa on Vanguard Zombies a good map? That's what we'll be trying to find out in today's video. Now, this video isn't going to be anything incredibly in depth. It's just going to be my personal opinion with the amount of hours that I've got to play on this map, which is a reasonable amount. I will be covering some little topics here and there, some things that I like about the map, some things that I don't like about the map, and just overall cover the idea of round-based zombies finally being in Vanguard. So the first thing I think I should cover is the idea of Shino Numa coming back. I don't even know millionth time already in zombies. We've seen Shino Numa on World at War. We've seen Shino Numa remastered on Black Ops 1. We've seen Shino Numa come back for Black Ops 3 Zombies Chronicles. And now we've seen Shino Numa come back for Vanguard Zombies. Now the first thing I need to cover is, it was weird that they decided to bring back Shino Numa to Fong in the first place. I don't know why they decided to do this map. It probably was the one that they maybe had the most assets from the campaign that could work for a Shino Numa remake, even though they only gave us the HUD itself. But the thing that we as players wanted the most was round based, and the thing that I personally said, and I saw quite a few people in the zombies community say, that they should just make Shino Numa as a round based map overall. And funny enough, they actually decided to do it. Now Shino Numa on Vanguard Zombies, the round based map itself, Shino Numa Reborn, whatever you want to call it, isn't anything different from the other iterations, but a huge addition to the map itself is the dig site. Now the dig site is quite important for this map. It not only holds the location for the pack-a-punch machine, but also it is the location you do the boss fight, which I will be covering later in the video in relation to the Easter egg. Now this is Vanguard's first attempt at a round-based map, and the reason I say first is because there are rumors that there will be quite a few more maps, or at least one more map coming out next season, or at least season reloaded, and the round-based experience is pretty good. The only complaint I have with it is the fact that the beginning rounds are ridiculously slow. You do spawn into the normal location you always spawn into Shino Numa. I thought they might have, decided to spawn us into a new location like the dig site and work our way towards the HUD, but then again, the actual Shino Numa HUD behaves as the center point to be able to go to all the locations, so it makes sense. Now spawn room doesn't feel any different. You do have your classic box spawn that can spawn upstairs now and downstairs. I'm pretty sure in the past it only spawned downstairs, so that's a really neat thing. The box is back. It behaves the exact same like it did on Fong and Terra Maledicta. You have the addition of wall buys and also purchasable doors, which we never saw on Vanguard Zombies prior to this. It's very interesting to kind of have to go over these things, which are such a staple of zombies, but it's Vanguard, we have to go over it. And on top of all of this, we also have the classic dog rounds coming back, but unfortunately they are not our good old doggies. They are the boom shriers. They blow up. We've seen them already on Terra Maledicta and Fong. Now one thing I need to also specify is, when I go over the same topics that are in the other maps, I'm not complaining about that. It makes sense. They had to kind of redo the whole mode itself by introducing round based, because Vanguard wasn't made for round based, so it's understandable that they did reuse so many things from previous maps in relation to like boss zombies. Speaking of boss zombies, one thing that I despise about this map, the thing that I really hate about it, is the fact that they brought in Zabella. Now we did see Zabella already on Terra Maledicta, and honestly it's such an annoying boss. If you don't know what Zabella is, if you haven't played the zombies map itself or Terra Maledicta, it's basically a boss that has 3 heads, so you have to kill it 3 times. Now you could say, oh well, that's the exact same thing with Marguaz on Shadows of Evil or the Abomination on Forsaken, but the difference with those is that they spawn in every so often, whereas Zabella just decides to spawn almost sometimes, and I don't say it's all the time, nearly like twice in a round, and it's just really annoying because she teleports. Like, that's the most frustrating thing. She doesn't stay. She becomes immune for quite a bit of time after you damage her, then she teleports, then she throws out the blast things that Syraxis has, and it's just a really annoying boss. Now on top of her, you also of course have the Broom Shriers and also the Storm Kriegers, I think that's what they're called. Basically zombies with guns. Still to this day I don't really understand why they decided to bring in zombies with guns. Now the map is the exact same like we know it. It has your comm center, it has your fish fishing hut, it has your weird zipline system, and also on top of this they brought back the cool kind of animation of whenever you open a door to the little separate sections of the main hut and you get greeted by a random perk. That's the most interesting thing with Shino Numa in my opinion, that you don't always have a certain spawn location for every single perk. Apart from Jug, they decided to include Jug all the time, be accessible to you straight away after you purchase any of the doors from the main spawn area, which is a nice thing. Now quickly to go over the perks, another thing that I despise about this map, I just hate them. I hate the idea that you have to constantly purchase them to get the full power from them, and on top of that, every single time you down, you lose a tier, which is I guess better than losing the full perk. But the idea of just spending so many ridiculous points and running around the goddamn map like crazy to purchase the full perk, sometimes I forget, and then that's the thing that ends up getting me down. Aside from the perks, we have the return of traps, which is really nice because the only other trap that we had in zombies since like Black Ops 4 was the thing on Mauer der Toten, which wasn't even that great, you know, those like light towers. We haven't seen any traps since then, so it's great to see them back, including the flogger. God, I love the flogger, it's great, it's funny. And we have electric traps, which actually play an important part to the wonder weapon construction, which is our good old Wunderwaffe. And this time around you can build it, or from my understanding get it from the box. I haven't been very lucky to get it from the box, so I always build it. It's a very easy process, you have to collect some parts. I won't be going in depth into it since I feel like if you've played the map or if you haven't, it's not very important to cover in this video, but I guess let's talk about the Wunderwaffe. I am planning to make a more in-depth review of it, comparing it to other versions, but it's the good old just Wunderwaffe. Wunderwaffe, you know, it's amazing. I love using it, it's great to see it back. Is it bad that it's the wonder weapon that's back on this and not a new one? I don't think so. It's just appropriate for it to be in Shino Numa. We have seen it multiple times in zombies. We saw it on World at War, on Black Ops 1 I think, with the return of Shino Numa, Black Ops 3, and Black Ops 4, kind of, whatever that thing was on Tag der Toten. Now aside from that, you also have the ray gun, which I have not gotten yet, but those are like the two main wonder weapons. You can pack a punch them 3 times the Wunderwaffe. It's amazing against Zabella. It always kind of like insta kills her no matter what rarity you have from what I've tested, and it also does really good damage to the Stormkriegers, the guys with the guns. Now we covered the map, we covered the wonder weapon. I said what I don't like, I said what I like. Now let's quickly talk about that Easter egg and the side Easter egg. So before we get to the main Easter egg, I want to talk about the side ones. First of all, Rampage Inducer. I like the idea of it being an Easter egg and not just being always unlocked on the map, even though the actual Easter egg to get it is super simple. You can literally do it in 10-20 seconds by shooting some lamps in a certain order, and then you have it. And I love the idea of you not having to hold down the button for it to like turn on and turn off, because that's what I hate in Cold War. The fact that you have to like hold down your button and you can die in that process, and it's just really annoying. Props to you, Vanguard Zombies Treyarch team. Be like, hey, let's remove that timer and let them turn it off straight away, because whenever you activate the Rampage Inducer, those zombies, they are super fast, and it does make the rounds go faster. Another thing is there is a Samantha doll Easter egg. Now all that does is give you a free max ammo and also plays the music, so it's a music Easter egg. It's kind of cool. I don't know, not crazy about it. Also there's the bunny Easter egg. The bunny Easter egg is back. It involves you actually completing a bit of the actual main Easter egg. Didn't be able to collect parts for the bunny Easter egg. I haven't been able to complete it yet because it's very annoying, and I don't think it's really worth it because all you get is points and not even like amazing stuff. Whenever they made the bunny Easter egg difficult, I just stopped caring about it. The best one has to still be to this day either Die Maschine, and I guess you could say also Firebase Z, because that one just requires you to stare at a teddy bear. Like, that's super easy. Now I don't know if there's any other side Easter eggs. There might be. You could also include the building of the Wunderwaffe as well on this, but the main Easter egg, let's talk about this bad boy real quick. So I'm not gonna go over it like crazy because it's just an Easter egg. It's not as good as the good old days ones, but it is a huge improvement from what Cold War gave us. You have little parts to collect. You didn't have to put in special fonts that have special relations to a symbol that you have to put into a cipher, that then you have to protect and kill special blue zombies, that then you have to collect special zombie kills to then drink zombie blood, which isn't exactly like the zombie blood that we had on Origins where you're invisible. You're still visible to the zombies, but with this you can use it to get the actual bunny Easter egg completed, or you can actually use it to complete the main Easter egg. Then you go into the side of the arena, then you complete the Easter egg, and then wabam, you're done the Easter egg. Everybody's happy. You get some quotes, you get storyline progression. And also, another huge props to Vanguard Zombies. I was about to say Voyage of Despair for some odd reason, but that's actually something I wanted to say. The Chaos storyline is somehow in some kind of way back. What? If you don't know what the Chaos storyline is, it is the side storyline they had on Black Ops 4 Zombies, apart from our main crew of Richtoff and Takeo, Nikolai, and Dempsey, and people didn't really like it. And Jason Blundell said, hey, we're never gonna actually have them part of the main Dark Ether storyline or Ether storyline, and wabam, Vanguard Zombies, they were like, actually, we're gonna kind of implement them into this because they're kind of cool characters, because they are. The mythology, all of that stuff with Chaos, it was cool, and I don't like that they decided to stop it. You should have stopped the Dark Ether and went out with Chaos, because people started to like that, including me. Anyway, going back to Vanguard Zombie Shino Numa, not to make this video any much longer because there's not much you can talk about Shino Numa. I think it is a huge dub. I love it. Personally, I've been playing it for the past few days and I can't get enough of it. I haven't had this feeling on a Zombies experience for quite some time because we haven't had a good map since Forsaken. I keep wanting to hop back on to make progression on my Dark Ether grind, which is actually made a bit more fun because, you know, zombies continuously spawn. I don't have to non-stop go back and forward from locations, even though if you include the idea of going around and purchasing perks, but it's kind of different. You know, you don't have to go inside of portals and take down special hordes of zombies and special missions, and you do have the void objective in Fang and Thermal Dicta, but I prefer a round-based experience. You know, the whole like idea of having max ammos from dog rounds and having wall buys and having pack-a-punches and stuff like that. It's a great experience. Even though it is Shino Numa, I still love it. You know, I'm still having fun, and people are like, yeah, it's a good direction to take the map, but I think it still needs work. Of course it needs work, and that's the thing. They don't need to put in work into Vanguard as much as they need to put it into the next Call of Duty, Black Ops, whatever Treyarch implementation of zombies, because that's the one that they learned probably from the mistakes of Vanguard, which they're trying to fix in Vanguard. But I think they should concentrate more on the future of zombies than current zombies, even though they're working on another map supposedly, and on top of that, we're supposed to maybe get a year 2, but that's a topic for another day. Oh, it's funny game. Anyway, if you've made it this far into the video, comment down below what you think of the map if you've played it. Will I say it's worth purchasing Vanguard for it? Kind of, because on top of their Fang, on top of their Maledicta, which aren't great experiences, you have the actual zombies map itself, you know, Shino Numa with a new location. And it's kind of dull, which is a dislike. I prefer bright maps, but who cares? It's World War II zombies. Kind of. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to drop a like on the video. We're super close to hitting 33,000 subscribers, or 32. It's one of those. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.